Okay. Yeah, I'm just getting the pictures ready.
Good evening and welcome to Horrific Chats. In this segment we talk with independent creators to discuss their inspirations and what attracted them to the horror genre. Tonight we're joined by clothes designer Eric Smith. Eric, how are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
Not too bad. We had a few technical difficulties. We had to start a bit later, but we're here now. That's the main thing. We're connected.
That's it. We are connected.
YouTube's making the right noises, so we're live out there doing things. So let's hope for a good steady stream. That'll be half the battle.
Agreed.
Good to hear. So how's I know you're going to work later on. My day's nearly done. I've been up from flipping 6 this morning, so if I fall asleep halfway through this stream, I do apologise.
That's
it's been
right.
one of those days.
My first interview, I think the guy's internet went out. I call him Big John. His internet went out, and I think I took over for about a few minutes.
Here, that's perfect because the last interviews, it's been a guy called Jeff, and we're having a great chat and we're really getting into it. And flipping Zoom decides to kick us out, and I was like, "What's going on?" And it did it twice.
Yeah. So you got a part 1 and a part 2.
Yeah, well, it just kept the stream going. That's a good thing about it going live. Because at least you're just like, sorry folks, this is happening. We'll get back with you. Yeah. But I think it's important for people to see warts and all.
Absolutely.
I keep it over the same points, but everyone's sick and tired of studio TV, clipped and polished and beige, boring. No personalities.
Absolutely, yes. You got to do that, and everybody deserves an intermission. Right?
Yeah, that's it. Especially sick of listening to me talking after
a while. If it goes
on
for too long, and you run out of questions.
Yeah. I don't. Once again, I'm not about all. Oh, here, answer this. No, like pop culture and celebrity interviews, and they're like, right, what's this? And the same question again, and what's your motivation?
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
yeah.
That's boring.
And it's just like, the same question over and over again.
Yeah,
yeah. Just repeat. How was it like working with so and so?
Yeah, it's like.
It was great. It was wonderful.
Yeah,
next,
like the first 20 times I answered it.
Yeah, they're like reading it from a cue card.
Yeah, God, no, I couldn't. That's one of the things I talk about a lot as well. I can't sit and be one of these people that reads from a script.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes glaze over. I bore myself.
Right. And
I look really robotic, so I go off a cuff all the time, and that's the best way to be. This isn't about, it's not about catching people out or, here's a difficult question. Like, what's that about? I don't get that type those type of shows, or bring somebody on to pan them, or, do weird stuff, or try to box them in the corner. I just think that's pretty crap behaviour. It's pretty low.
Yeah, I think so too. It's gotta come with a flow, and it makes it comfortable for the interviewer and the interviewee. So
absolutely. And you're a bit of a different creator. Normally, this podcast started up. We deal with mainly independent authors. So we feature stories. They basically send in excerpts. We perform them, and then we'll have a chat with the author, talk about their stories and what they're going. Cool. You actually come from a clothes designing sort of angle.
The funny thing is, I don't know if it's so funny, but you bring up authors. Well, that's kind of how my clothing is. Uh-huh. The clothing that I come up with tells a story to a point. Eventually, if the clothing line goes far enough, I would love to go into, making movies and stuff like that, because that was my original dream. I've done modeling and acting and all that good stuff. And then I fell in love with screenwriting, and it just kind of fell apart. So I was just trying to find something new, and I don't know if you've heard of a company called Tap Out.
Oh, Tap Out, yeah, the based on the UFC stuff.
Yes,
and everyone that wears a Tap Out shirt can't actually fight. It's actually really funny.
Yeah,
you see somebody in a Tap Out shirt, and you're like, yeah, you're a bit of a marshmallow. Yeah, okay, mate.
But that's kind of where I got the idea. I'm seeing these guys, and they're doing good stuff, really good stuff. But it just was repetitive, and then I kind of came up with, oh, what if I like this idea, And my mom was a fashion designer. She would do that kind of stuff. So maybe it runs in the family. I don't know. I can't draw for nothing. I can create something once and never again. And I'll probably show you some of my earlier stuff. But so yeah, I just had this idea. The clothing line was SM Wear. It was originally a mixed martial arts name, but then I had these two names. I had that name, and I had SM Wear. I really didn't know where I even got SM. It could be maybe my last name, or just. But but the beautiful part of it falls into the series. I have a 7, so it's the number is 7, the 7 series line. So each one will represent that SM, and kind of tell a story. The only thing that kind of separates it is Frightmare Collection, which is series 6. Frightmare Collection is all horror based, and it's everything horror. It could be, mythological from urban legends, myth from England, Ireland, Scotland, India, Mexico, all that. But it's the classic horror. It's genre horror. Could be comedy. Could be, the movie stuff you watch from the 50s all the way up to the 2000s. So I have many different designs, from who's behind my back to, the killer himself.
Yeah, horror is such a wide ranging genre in itself.
Yeah.
You'll never run out of, and that's one of the conversations we always have. People always go, "What is horror? That is not horror." It's like, no. You can't. It's not just the one thing. Everyone expects Freddy and Jason or a creature feature,
exactly.
And you think that's it.
Yes.
And it's like, no. And horror has grown so much over the years, decades. Like you said, from the 20s to 30s, we do a show like last Sunday of every month. We talk about new releases, remakes, and movies from like 30 years. But we kind of have a 30-year time window. So we've looked at Nosferatu, the early Hammer Horror House, and just watched the progression. And some of the stuff still holds up. There's some absolute stinkers as well, but there's no one small box for horror, and that's the beauty of it. It's the only genre without rules. Every other genre has rules, and every other genre has like a box you have to fit into. Like sci-fi has rules; you have to write it a certain way. Fantasy has certain rules. Crime drama has certain. Everything else has it, but horror is the only one that doesn't, because it's so wide ranging.
Right, and mine intertwines. So with Frightmare Collection, that does have a fantasy aspect. As I won't be. I thought I had it on here, but I have let's say a ring grudge girl coming out of something. And it's fantasy, but it's horror. So I'm kind of combining the two.
Did you see that movie? Oh god, I forget the name of the demons now. It was a while ago, but it's basically The Ring versus The Grudge. Japanese.
No, but I wouldn't be shocked if they went to that. When you run out of ideas.
Watch that. It's brilliant, because I have to combine the rituals to get them to fight each other.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
it's been out for years.
That's what happens when you kill everybody. You got to go against each other. It's like Freddy versus Jason, Ring versus Grudge.
Yeah, so somebody gets watches the videotape, and the only way to get rid of it is to go to the house with the grudge. God, I have a terrible memory for names.
Oh, okay.
everyone knows me for that. But Sadako and the other one, and then they had to go through the ritual to basically bring out the other demon to get them.
Fun, yeah.
But none of the humans.
Yeah, and I like that kind of stuff. I like I'm going to be trying something. I can't go too much into it, but it's going to be like how you kind of see video games. I mean, that will be incorporated into the horror as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like you said, variety. I can continue horror on for many, many, many years. I'll watch something and I'll get inspiration off it. I don't know if you know Barry Lee Cusick, but I loved a bunch of his designs, but one design really took to me, and it was an image of Jason, and I'm not going to be stealing that,
Mm-hmm.
putting a guy with a hockey mask, but it could work. I don't know if how
Yep, it's
well
showing
you
up.
can see it. There you go, good.
It's
But
almost like
yeah,
he's got the
I'm
Michael
going.
Myers knife as opposed to his traditional machete. The way you've got that
Oh,
frame
well,
there.
this one's a bit cut off, but yeah, the character I will be doing for this will be a Frightmare Collection one. It's going to be basically a killer,
Mm-hmm.
and the end results, and you'll see the detail of the killer, the blood on the machete or whatever I use, and it's just kind of hanging low, waiting for his next victim, kind of thing. And then you got your backdrop and all that kind of stuff. So again, like I like to create stories with my designs, so it kind of you so it doesn't get boring. It's the each each thing that's created um is fresh. I found a great graphic designer named Nitin
Mm-hmm.
Varma from India, and I think this is new for him doing horror, but we've had many revisions, and I see things a certain way, and he sees things a certain way. Um, this is a mock-up. This is our latest one that we're working on. So this is not
Okay.
going to be a shirt yet, but if people love it to be a shirt, then of course. So this is, the I created this. Well, he created. Sorry, is my idea. Bone claw skeleton. So this is the character. This is for a hat.
Mm-hmm.
So right there, as you can kind of see, kind of has the bone,
Yeah,
those
almost like
bone
skull and
claws
crossbones from a
coming
pirate
out.
ship, but it's got a bit of an alien influence there, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it has a bit. Yeah, maybe with the eyes and stuff, but
Yeah, it's
this is more. Yeah, I mean, we tried to get the right eyes kind of set. Um, I just thought let's go different
yeah, but
because
that's what I mean. Everyone's seen the skull and crossbones, so how do you make it your own?
exactly. But the great thing of this is each time it's going to be different. So let me see if I can show you another one, and it's the same character. Um, but each time there'll be differences to it. It's not going to stay the bone claw. But if you saw the hand there,
Mm-hmm.
that is the same. That's the character's hand. So I always want to kind of incorporate whatever's in the front is going to be very similar to the side. So there's a connection between the two, which I can kind of go into. Sorry, I'm looking
Ah, no
for
worries.
the
It's
other one. What I have.
how do
So
you
this
get
one,
around? Oh, that's a bit different.
see that?
Yep.
Yeah, this one is I wanted to do a 1940s kind of cartoon. Um, like your classic Steamboat Willie or
Yep.
back in the day. So if you see this,
Mm-hmm.
very similar to the mouth you just saw. So there's always going to be that kind of oh wow, this is going to always kind of have um again a connection with the skull or the skeleton, um which is nice, and I haven't seen many people really do that on hats, but and it leads to like great interpretation, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So here we go. This is the same character. As you could
Oh,
see,
cool. But boxing
you
gloves this
got
time.
yeah, yeah. So it's always going to change up. It's never going to, stay the same because again, I don't want it to be boring. So you may see that character as an alien. You may see it as a zombie. You may see it, as a vampire or. all sorts. Yeah,
just have the template and then see where you go with it and see what inspires
you. Exactly. See how you go and mix it up. You know, and that's where you can kind of just keep continuing on and making, you know, different stuff. Of course, this one is a beat up version of him.
Yeah, cool.
You know, yeah. So, yeah, no, it's but yeah, this is going to be starting for, you know, I wanted to do it for the hats. The shirts will completely just be, you know, full designs, and there'll be a story with that one image. You know, it could be anything from like, the Grudge Ring Girl to, you know, a zombie infestation, or, you know, a classic, you know, the classic horror. So much variety will be done. So, and yeah, this is another one for the hat. But he's gonna be a bit different.
And you've actually got the coals in the eyes. That's interesting.
Yeah. My son Christian actually created that. It'll be a lot more clear. But yeah, it's a flame skull skateboard character. If you can tell, this same character.
Yep.
Doesn't look that great.
I couldn't see the skateboard in the last one, but yeah, that's more obvious.
Yeah. So each one, this is more of like a Groot kind of look, like your Disney Groot. But yeah, like each, you know, this is my Reaper, my Grim Reaper. If you see the Frightmare.
Yeah, I see the scythe. Just shining there. It's
sure. I'm sorry.
Got you now. I see it. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, just took a wee second over the shining. Yep, that's almost like
so it's
almost like a Predator skull from the Predator movies.
Well,
maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it. Well, the mandibles almost look as if they're coming like this.
Well, the Frightmare, that's a skith.
Yep.
What's it? You know, you see the writing, and the face you're seeing is of a Grim Reaper. It's just you're not seeing it fully.
Oh, right, that's a side on view. Yeah, it's a.
Just for protection. I mean, it looks a lot better than that.
Oh yeah, no.
It's just like just due to protection. You know, I don't want anybody kind of stealing it. Not saying it's like, oh my god, it's the greatest thing ever, but
it's yours.
I'm paranoid. Yeah.
No,
all right. So here, this is better. So this is what the flame skull is going to look like. You can see it a lot better there.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a mock-up. It's not going to be in the front of the hat. It's usually going to be in the side. We're still working on the SM logo, but always on the side. That's how I guess maybe you'll know it's SM wear, SM. You'll always see one of those three skulls, and it will be in a different kind of, you know, genre or category.
So how do you get, just to, see, we're talking about stealing people's work and all, how do you research and make sure you're not committing copyright infringement? Because
I already own these.
You see it a lot. No, but you know why you're saying you're basing it off certain characters. How do you not cross that line for anyone interested? Because you probably see some of my artwork behind me. It's inspired by horror characters, you know what I mean, and the Scooby Gang.
Yeah,
I love that.
I actually have I have the pumpkin mask that you have right there.
Oh yes,
I actually have that. Like you can actually wear it. But yeah,
you could wear these, but I padded them out so I could hang them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of my thing. So I used papier mâché and you know, just padded all the stuff out so it would actually sit flat. They were actually wearable masks.
Beautiful pieces.
But I thought, no, I wanted to hang them up. And you see a lot of people that have the same stuff, like you're saying, and it's how do you make that little tweak?
That's what you got to do. You got to tweak it. Yeah, like you know, there are many people. You know, you know, I have a Michael Myers shirt, I have a Jason shirt, and they're able to pull it off, but maybe they have to get, you know, the licenses and all that.
Yep. So how do you make that change? That's kind of the question. So that you're not just putting Michael Myers on a shirt or Jason on a shirt. How do you not cross that line?
Remove things, you know, take the hair off. You know, like you said, tweak it. With the Jason one, I don't. Like for the future, I want to do Jason pieces. But of course, I would maybe have to get the rights to, you know, do that. But how I do it is I take an image and I twist it. That's pretty much how I don't steal it. You know, if it looks too much like the character, like the Grudge girl I came up with, I only call her Grudge or Ring because it kind of comes off like that, and a lot of people might see it like that, but it's an inspiration. Nobody can sue me for the idea of, you know, because many people have made that, you know, like if people do a zombie, are they going to call it, oh, you must be taken from Walking of the Dead? Or
but that's what I'm saying. There's, how do you know yourself when you're, because we're all inspired by stuff. You cannot exist in this world without being inspired. It's the same in writing, it's the same in music. You know, I mean, there's only so many notes, and there's only so many beats and riffs. There's, you know, I mean, there's only so many colors in the palette if you're painting.
True.
And that's, like I said, it's just that. Do you get to a point where, oh, that's too close, and then have to dial back?
Right. Yeah, I might have to. If it gets too close, I haven't done anything yet to where it's stealing off anybody else.
Yep.
But yes, if I get to that, I'll change it up. I'll you know, the designs that Nitin Varma has done for me, I'll take a really hard stare at it, and then I'll start noticing things like fix this. The bone is off on here. This needs to be changed up, or, you know. But I mean, you know, there are many, you know, as you know, horror movies where there's always a guy in a hockey mask, or there's always a guy with, you know, claws for fingers. And I don't plan on going that route.
Yep.
I might do this hockey mask for this character, but I don't know if it'll come off like a hockey mask. I can't go too much into it.
No. Like I said, it's just it's on your own integrity. You police yourself, but it's for anybody out there. Part of this podcast as well is for creators, anyone thinking about creating, and maybe they're worried about this sort of stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
How do you police yourself so you don't get into hot water? That's kind of the way the, you know.
No, and that's a great question. I would really just kind of take a look at the design, and if you feel like you're going into that hot water, then
step back.
You know, just tweak it up. Yeah. I mean, listen, you know, let's say if your thing resembles a Freddy Krueger, well, then take the knives off the fingers.
Yeah.
Just make it a burnt man. Take the hand claw. I mean,
make
you know,
one knife. You know, there's
leather hand, and then the knives. Just get rid of that, and just maybe give them a knife, or just, you know, it's all about just thinking what you know your next step is going to be. And I don't want to, like, again, copy off anybody. I just thought this is a great idea that Barry had, and just to take that to the next level. And I don't think people will see Jason in this one. They might. If they do,
or they might see the inspiration, but it's
they might see it. Yeah,
you see it in social media.
But I don't
anyway.
try
There are
to.
people. There are people absolutely no shame. Oh, flip's sake, now Zoom's being. Sorry about that. You see people
that's okay.
absolutely no shame in the post. They steal people's Instagram's the worst for it. They'll steal somebody's picture and they'll post it as their own to get the clicks and likes. In fact, I've seen some people have done it. You know, they've actually stolen friends of mine, and I've seen their picture, you know what I mean, been used, and I'm like tagging them, going, here, somebody's just nicked your picture. And it's shocking. It's just somebody can be that bold, but.
And that's kind of why I just showed you the image, not saying anybody would steal it, but I'm kind of the paranoid kind of guy to where, like, my wife told me.
It is out there. You know what I mean? It is out there. It's I've seen examples of it. You just have to go down social media and you'll see it 100-fold.
Oh, easy. Yeah. And they'll claim it's their work. But, you know, like, the thing that I was trying to tell my wife when doing this, I said, listen, I need to own this stuff before I put it out there. I put it out there, somebody's going to steal it. She didn't understand that. I don't, you know, but I guess she just wanted to get it going. But I needed to own these designs, and just in case, because, you know, there were times I get brain farts. I can't I go blank on things. Like, I don't think I could probably create cool skeleton skulls and, like those kind of characters. And then once that's gone, I'm like, oh, what do I do then? Then I have to think. My inspirations, not to jump the subject, but my inspirations come. I can get anything from like Paranormal, Caught on Camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've watched that show, or just in general. Like, I'll maybe see a commercial, and it will inspire me to, oh, like, what about this, or and I'll just kind of create a story in my head,
Yeah.
and then I'll kind of put the vision out there. So just like what Barry did, Barry showed me this Jason, and I thought, oh, this is great. So I could do like the aftermath of what a killer has done, but you don't know what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
But it's bad if he's got blood on the.
Yep, or there's marks in the wall, but you don't actually see the bodies, but
or he's got rips in his jacket, or you can kind of see the damage. And also, maybe his face is disfigured, or anything like that. So there's always like a story to tell, and that's what is great about clothing design. To authors doing novels and books, you can always create like a palette, to where it speaks to you, and there's many varieties, like the skeletons I was telling you about, the skulls. I mean, I could do thousands and thousands of different versions. I could turn it into this, and this, and I've built up, many ideas. You're talking 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working on this since my early 20s, and it kind of got shot down based on, what it would cost me. And I just kind of put it on the back burner. And then I think at, maybe 5 years ago, I got approved. Not approved. I'm sorry. It was like $5,000 to $10,000. I was told in my 20s.
Mm-hmm.
I found somebody to do it for $1,000 for a trademark, and I jumped on it. And it was a battle. It was 2 years of just getting it approved, because, they were shutting it down at any cost. But I just kind of kept going. The funny thing is, Frightmare Collection gets approved in, like, I think 2 months.
That's right. You mentioned, when we were speaking by email before this, you mentioned it was coming up sort of August time, wasn't it? Sort of end of July, August. It was sort of end of July, August. You're hoping this is going to come out. Now, is your plan to create physical product?
Yes. Yeah.
So you're not going. You're not going the online sort of Zazzle / Teespring route.
No. My wife tells me, "Oh, why don't you go on Etsy?" No. So the two things I'm looking to do. I'm hoping July or August. I might have to get 2 other people involved. I have many designs I need completed. I want to give the people variety.
Yep.
I don't want to say, here's my 4 designs, enjoy, So for SM Wear, you're going to see about 3 of the series 1, 2, and 3, possibly 7. But each series represents, of course, that category. Mm-hmm. I'll give you an instance. Slow motion. Let's say that's a series that's got the S and that's got the M in it.
Yep.
Right, for SM Wear. So there's a connected there, and everything kind of represents slow motion. It doesn't have to be slow motion. It could be maybe somebody just walking slow. It could be a zombie walking slow. It doesn't, but it just has to do with that kind of slow motion.
Sort of bullet time in the Matrix type stuff.
Matrix, yeah, something like that. Bullet time.
It's slow motion, but it's not. It's actually really fast. It's
absolutely. Yep. There you go. That's a perfect example. Matrix, bullet time. Yeah. So it's something like that. I'm hoping that I can get this out. By the summer. It could be the fall. I do have a lot of designs for Frightmare. I have about 6 designs and 2 hats. Mm-hmm. Let's say for SM Wear, it's about maybe 10 designs and 3 hats.
So is your plan for each collection to attract a different audience, or are you wanting the
Absolutely,
one?
yes.
Yep.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
So it's not
Mm-hmm.
designed for like the one audience to sort of go on a journey.
Frightmare Collection is for the horror
Yep.
people.
Of
but
course,
it's everything of horror.
I'm not saying individuals can't buy more than one,
Yeah.
buy everything. You know what I mean? But you're not
Yeah.
trying
Well,
to.
I call mine the Netflix of clothing,
Yep.
or the streaming of clothing. It's for everybody. Kind of wanted to start off in graphic T-shirts, and then maybe build it up into athletic wear to maybe do perfume and cologne, maybe purses, maybe that kind of stuff. But graphic tees, I've always loved. I loved horror, um, fantasy, all that kind of stuff. So once I guess it's kind of put out there, it'll make a lot more sense to people, because then I could feel free to kind of talk about it a lot more.
Yep.
Which I mean I'm doing now, but I would love to be able to say like the series names and, oh, here's like a full image of this and that, and you know. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's for a wide variety of people. You know, if you don't like horror, well, we have kid stuff. We have, SM women's wear, SM kids wear. I want to do one of the series is video gaming. It'll be, interesting, kind of, going down that path. So yeah, it's for anybody. But
So with obviously people are very it's a touchy subject, kids and adult material, because horror's class is sort of grown up adult material. How do are you going to have like a separate website completely, as opposed to a category?
Oh, so what I'm looking to do is I feel like my clothing would fit Hot Topic, but I will also have my clothing line of SM wear, and having this series be a part of that, and kind of just setting that up.
So you're not planning for direct orders. You want to get a distributor, basically.
Yeah, I might do like as a clothing manufacturer. Is that what you mean, or a distributor?
Yeah, so distributor, like you mentioned, Hot Topic. So there's a chain of stores. They'd be their distributor for you.
Right. Yeah, I think yes. I see like the Frightmare Collection fitting in with Hot Topic, and I've actually talked to one of the guys in the past, and he sounded really interested in my stuff. So I could see it being very popular there, but I also want to create my website as well for SM wear, and then for hats, if I can get a deal with, let's say, Lids, which is like a popular, I don't know if it's worldwide, Lids, it might be, but it's a hat company.
I'm not familiar. A hat's a hat.
Yeah,
hat just appears in the rack.
Okay. That's
they're bad, you don't. And
but they're a hat company. You could find it in the mall, or you could find it online. But
I don't think people even think about that, if that makes sense. They see a hat, and that's it. And that's what another thing is. Just a bit of interest is where do things come from. People don't really think about how they get their stuff in front of them. They don't think about the chain of events that needs to happen. They just see the big stores, and the big stores have always been there. Your Walmarts, your Targets have always been there. There's been nothing else, and they forget that there's a time there's small distributors and factories and print shops, and they forget this world actually exists, because they just see the basically your department store and think that's it.
They only see that.
What the hell? Sorry about that, folks. This seems to be an ongoing problem with Zoom. Right, Eric, you're back. This happened to me last week. Do you know what it is? I log on before the thing starts. Zoom, they're pushing you to buy their product, which is really annoying. I'm considering whether to stay with this software, an upgrade, or to move to Streamlabs. I'm thinking Streamlabs, because once it starts pulling tricks like that, because you're meant to, it says up to 6 people, so if you land above that, that's where you need to upgrade the business thing, because this isn't a business for me, what I mean, it's a hobby. It's
a hobby.
It's a way to try and give people. I'm a major proponent for independent creators.
Thank you.
I want to give because all the bigwigs, like I'm talking about your Targets and Walmarts, they squeeze everybody out. People don't even know where stuff comes from anymore. and I don't.
Well, I would just blend in. I see this clothing line as, you know, top of the line stuff. Now, I'm not a millionaire by any means, but I see this as $1 million company because I'm very particular. Like, I could easily just put out, I could have been done already, but I want it to be the best. I want to do it for, you know, the customer. I want to create stuff that I would like to see and maybe they would like to see. So that's the whole process of, you know, me being picky and a perfectionist. You know, I feel bad because, you know, I'll go through many revisions with him until I'm 100% happy. You know,
and there's nothing wrong with that. That's
yeah,
that's
no,
any creative.
absolutely not.
If
But
you have
something,
pride in what you do, that's the
right?
process.
But some graphic designers are, well, a lot of graphic designers, I would guess, that are not into, you know, like, okay, here's the design. Okay, I'll do 2 more and that's it. But I like to test things, what works and what doesn't. So the original idea of that the SM, where the claw bone hand is grabbing it, originally that was supposed to be bones coming out of the S, like kind of like just, you know, coming out of it, growing out of it, but it wasn't working. So then I had to think of something quick, and I thought of, okay, let's put the hand that I think a lot of people will notice, you know, of the skeleton crossbone, the claws. So let's put that in the design of the SM, and that would work. And then yeah, I sent it to a few people, and they really, you know, loved the idea. And then he thought it was great, and, you know, he tweaked it up a bit. But yeah, no, it's been a fun experience. It's been harrowing and headaches and stressful at times. But the thing is, I want to give the best product to customers. Another great thing with SM, where, you know, hopefully if I get funded and everything, you know, I want to give back to nonprofit organizations, you know, Humane Society or PETA or Feeding America, Toys for Tots. So the most, you know, interesting factor of just, you know, owning something that's one of a kind, but you're also giving back to helping, you know, somebody, you know, maybe a kid in Africa getting schooling, or, you know, feeding somebody, you know.
Yeah, I have a few friends who are tattoo artists, and they would, you know, every so often they would do like specials for a particular event.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it's you just create a unique design for that, and usually if you get
And
the
that's
right
what I
people.
like to do. Yeah, I like to create something that maybe you never thought of like, wow, that's an interesting take, or um, you know, putting it in a different kind of atmosphere. You know, you know, there are some, like, some of the designs that I'll be creating. It'll feel like you're actually within the shirt. I don't know if that makes sense, but it'll feel like you're a part of it. Which you'll see as, yeah, the
Well,
design.
obviously,
You know, yeah.
as things come to fruition, we're more than happy. We'll put your links out. We'll keep people
Thank you,
involved.
thank you. Yeah, I
We'll
plan to
update
do
this
Kickstarter.
in the episode description. We put any links for people to follow. You know,
Oh, great, great,
so
great.
that's
Well, I'm
kind of the way
still,
we
yeah,
work.
I'm still in the early stages, but I have this company called Ink Studios, which they've been great. So we might do, you know, SM Wear, and if SM Wear, you know, really does well, then I'll do a second campaign of Frightmare, because they can easily be separate entities of, you know,
Yeah.
they can pretty much hold their own. If SMware, let's say, it doesn't do the greatest, okay, well then here's the unlock of Frightmare Collection. What do you think of this? And see where that kind of goes. Once I see what everything is doing in Kickstarter, maybe try Indiegogo, and kind of see, because, you know, I want to be able to, you know, just get this done, and for people to love it, and that's been the main joy for me. You know, I kind of love this whole, again, process of creating something, or having the vision in my head, having somebody create it, and then it comes to life, and then seeing other people get excited about it. You know, like, whoa, this is, you know, like I didn't know I can, you know, maybe touch people, and, you know, something that you know, through a design, you know,
I don't
itself.
think people
So
understand the power, and that's why I want more creators in
mhm,
the world,
mhm.
not less. You create something, you put it out there, you have no idea who's going to get inspiration from it and what that's going to lead to. Everyone expects this instant gratification that you click a button, you get a thing back. You put it out
Yeah,
there, you
yeah.
instantly become. But the world doesn't work like that.
Hmm.
And I think everyone's used the,
Agree.
you know, now seeing viral stuff, and like I said, the big companies squeeze everything down. By carrying out just the active creation, you just do not know whose life you're going to touch. It could just be a brief glance, that moment. They pick up a page of your book, they look at a drawing, they listen to a bit of your music, you know, they watch a movie. It doesn't, you know what I mean? You don't know.
You
That
don't know.
changes
You don't know.
somebody's life,
Yeah.
and that's why we need, you know what I mean? And if you don't try it, how are you ever going to know?
Yeah, no, and I completely agree with you. And that's kind of one of, you know, I never thought I would be doing clothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought I'd be doing something else. But through, you know, watching these guys on Tap Out, that kind of inspired me. Hey, if they could do this, I could do this. And throughout the many, many years, it's kind of built up into like a real kind of company. Not that it's physical, but, you know, at that time it was in my head. But now I can see a future for it, and now I can see, you know, what steps to take to make it happen. Um, and there's so many creations, and maybe it can, you know, it can inspire other people to kind of jump out there, because again, this was, you know, over 20 years I've been, you know, trying to get this and being shot down, and, oh, it's going to cost too much, and then finally finding somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I want each design to have meaning to it. I don't want, okay, let's just, you know, put a squiggly line and, you know, just circles around it, and let's call that a design. And for some people that works, but I like my stuff to tell a
Yep.
story.
You know what you want.
Uh,
You've got the vision in your
yeah,
head. Now
I
it's
have a
just
vision.
actualizing it and making it happen.
Hmm. Hmm. And the whole thing is testing waters. I was telling my graphic designer Nitin, you know, let's test this. Let's see if this works. Okay, this doesn't work. So let's go back to that, and let's see what really, you know, speaks to the mind, or just kind of uh, the moving forward, you know, onto the next design, onto the next one, until we just kind of knock it out. But I have I have a good amount, you know, a handful of designs I still need finished, but, you know, in time it will hopefully be, you know, it'll be done, and then we can kind of just get it out there for the world to see.
Fantastic. I'll tell you what, we'll be looking forward to seeing it.
Sure.
Folks,
Yeah. No.
I'm
Thank you.
just conscious in case this thing clicks up. I hate it when it does that thing. I'm slightly eyeing the screen in case it does something random again. I get very paranoid when things break down. That's twice
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Um,
The time
well,
is ticking.
yeah. What we'll do, like I said, we'll put links. Any links you want to
Sure.
share now, we'll have in the description. Keep in
Yeah.
touch,
I'm.
and as you progress and you get close to the finish line, we'll definitely share it, and hopefully people take a look,
Yeah. Yeah. That would be great.
give you
Yeah. I
some
mean,
feedback.
I have a Facebook group called Comicade Etc.
Mm-hmm.
Comicade, etc. And that's pretty much the same thing like my clothing. It's a passion group.
Yep.
People can kind of just, you know, show what they're passionate about. It could be about horror, it could be about toys, video games, comic books, arcades, anything. And that's, again, that's what I want to do for SMware. I want it to be for just everybody. And I also run a page and a group with my great people of geek.net. We got about 36,000 followers, which is awesome.
Very good.
So yes, So we got Brendan Benson and Simon and Luis Romero and just so many great people there, and we're just getting it out there. And I hope to be able to,
well, maybe we can chat to them too at some stage.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
Get them in touch. Yeah. Love to speak to
because it's fun. And that's those are avenues I can kind of put out there to them and have them get the word out. It's been really fun to kind of just do the interviews and then kind of get it out there. I know we had a little bit of trouble, but
that's life. You know, man. If everything was easy, it'd be boring, wouldn't it? Come on, everything just went smoothly. Like, where's the challenge?
I hope he doesn't give up on me. Yeah,
no. The challenge is when you hit that bit of adversity and something goes wrong, and you still pick up and you carry on. You know what I mean? And that's, if you want to do anything that's worthwhile, you know what I mean. And that's about being in new situations as well. You know, you haven't used a bit of technology, or flipping a company breaks down the internet. How can you control that? You can't.
You can't control it.
But the important thing is you keep cracking on. You know, that's. And that's the message we want to put out there to folks: is you're going to get hit, things are going to blow up, things are going to fall apart, but that's all part of the journey. And when you get to the end of it, you're like, flip's sake, that was amazing. You know what I mean? Remember this happened, and we thought that was the end, and then we got through that, and then this happened, and
Yeah. So I'm on board with that. Yeah, you can't expect anything's possible nowadays, especially in the world of everything being wireless and as technology goes.
Well, we're here doing it, and that's that's part of the beauty of the modern age. There's a lot of negativity, and that's what I'm trying to steer away from. Because there's plenty of people want to focus on that stuff. But the beauty is we're halfway across the world, completely different time zone, sitting as if we're in the same room together. We're talking about a project you've got to try and get people interested. That was unprecedented 10, 20 years ago. Do you know what I mean? It was almost impossible.
Right. And it's all about like word of mouth and just getting the word out there. Yeah,
that never changes. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter technology. You have to speak to people. You have to, we'll have to talk.
Communicate.
People need to see what you're about. That's what we try and do here. Is just talk about creation, different things. Like I didn't think for a minute I'd be interviewing people a year ago. Do you know what I mean? About from clothing lines. And I've got a couple of film directors coming on, and just
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations.
Just the way things are going, it's but that's the fun. But when I look back to Zoom
pick up for you.
And our early episodes when my computer was breaking down, a completely different setup and all the fun of games there. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, I'm here now and it's working, so that's like I said, that's the fun.
You're moving up on the ladder. Moving up on the ladder. Yep. So that's great.
Well, Eric, thanks very much for coming on. Really glad you were able to make it. Really excited to see how this pans out, and I'll be looking forward to seeing the first links. Please
absolutely
reach out. You've got my email address. Reach out. We'll get it on the website. Let people see.
We'll do. Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a follow up when you're actually ready to go.
That'll be great. And that's what's great about this pre-motion. Thanks to Lee Payne, our friend. Just kind of getting the word out there, and that's kind of what I wanted to do.
He's actually been very supportive of our segment we put out.
Absolutely,
was
he's a great guy,
and that's how we got chatting to each other. And I hadn't planned to do interviews until he asked me about 6 months ago.
And I showed him a few things, and I said, I wasn't 100%, convinced that I should do it, but I'm like, what would hurt? Getting the word out there is what it's about. It's going to take a few months for it to be done, unfortunately, because I want to give variety to the people. I want to give enough designs to where. I mean, there might be 5 designs that you don't like, but maybe 5 other designs that you're like, whoa, I'm sold. How do I get this? So, and that's the thing. And I want to give enough to the people. I want the designs to be, top caliber and just something to look at. I don't want it to, look kind of like, I want it to be something that you may hang on the wall or you may wear. So, I take pride in that. And I'm very excited be showing this off when everything's done, and just giving back, to communities, to nonprofits. As the future goes, maybe we'll do, having our customers do designs, and we can do first place, second place, third place. You know what I mean? And kind of get them into it, and maybe, yeah.
But
and
2 months time, you'll have that first step.
Absolutely,
people get to see it.
Find a junior creator out there, and then we'll pick your design, and here's a couple dollars, or it'll be more than that, but stuff like that, newsletters, and just getting it out there. Yeah, I think it would be fun, and it would be, everything will kind of collide nicely, not like a car wreck, but
more like
everybody will kind of join together.
Carnival.
There you go. Yeah. Destruction derby.
Yep.
But yeah, that's the steps I want to take in kind of building this. Get the website. Let's see how it does in Hot Topic. Let's see, New Era's the company I would love to kind of get a connection with these hats, and then see as it goes along, and then have do little contests here and there, and yeah, so it'll be exciting. I can't wait for the future. I hope it kind of pans out, because I really believe in this product, and in this clothing, and I hope others do too. So
well, fantastic. Well, Eric, thanks very much for coming up.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks everyone else for tuning in. Make sure to check out Eric's work. What we'll do is we'll update with the links to the description. And until next time, my friends, keep it creepy, keep it horrific.